بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله ثم أما بعد. Again, I'm just trying to connect between they say about civilization is like a bird with two wings. الحضارة لها جناحين. So the bird has two wings. One is moral values, spiritual values, your connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, so this is first janah. The second janah is means, technology, science, wealth. Without the two wings, the bird will not fly. Very important to have this model in our mind. You can be a very good Muslim and worshiper of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you pray all night, you are a bird with one wing. You know? And subhanAllah, I was watching the other day about some birds fly for 9,000 kilometers without stop. You know, this trip they do, and subhanAllah, their body will adapt, and one eye will sleep, and the other eye will, and their brain work with electromagnetic, subhanAllah, something amazing. So again, ilm and technology and science is very important, but it's the second wing. This is why civilization have to have both of them. So actually, the word in English, I don't know the right word, we say civilization, but in Islam we say al-umran. So al-umran is to make something better, beneficial to mankind, not just get people together or city. Is not moving from village to a city. Okay? Anyhow. So we talk about Dhikr Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you are in need, you call Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with his names Ar-Razzaq. And you make dua, Ya Razzaq urzuqni, Ya Razzaq urzuqni, Ya Razzaq, right? But what you do with the other wing? You work, you search for work, you educate yourself, you adapt to the market change, because technology is changing all the time. So if you don't change, you will be outdated, and then you will not be able to find a place in the market. Okay? So this is the main goal of our talk. But what I found I was reading like some old texts, and I mentioned Al-Jahiz. And subhanAllah, he had a beautiful statement. He said, الموجود من كل شيء رخيص بوجدانه غال بفقدانه إذا مست الحاجة. He's saying, anything exists, anything that we have is cheap because it's too much. If you have too many of one thing, you have a lot, it will be cheap. And it will be expensive when it's rare. And subhanAllah, we see the oil price went up because we have less production, more than the demand that we have. But then the other one, ما من شيء كثر إلا رخص. Everything will be too much, it will be cheap. ما خلا العقل فإنه كلما كثر غلا. Except your عقل. The more عقل you have, the more expensive you will be. So your true investment, in your what? In your عقل, in your knowledge, in your ilm. The more ilm you get, the more science you learn, the more management you learn, the more skills you learn, this will be expensive. Okay? So this is the thing that you need to get more and more and more. Not materialistic things. People will fight over materials, but the material, when we have too much material, it will be cheap. This is why turab, dust, is cheap, because too much rocks outside, grass. You don't see people on outside Canada selling grass. But in the middle of Arabia, Arab grass, expensive. You take the grass and you'll be rich in Saudi if you sell grass, right? Because they don't have it. And then I found another man. He was a businessman. His name Abu al-Fadl Ja'far ibn Ali Dimashqi. He from Dimashq, from Syria. He was a tajir, just a tradesman, a businessman. And he goes to the market, buy and sells. And because the society was so advanced, people had knowledge. He wrote a book. Just imagine, like any supermarket owner, he sit in the market, sell and buy, and he observed the market and the trade, and he said, I should write a book. So he wrote an important book. الإشارة إلى محاسن التجارة. الإشارة إلى محاسن التجارة. يعني the signal to the goodness and to the beauty of trade and business. And his book is a beautiful book for business people, for those who want to have a business and so on. And of course, because he's Muslim, the Islamic values within the words, not like European, because we are in business to make money, right? This is the first rule. No, we are not in business to make money. We are in business لعمارة الأرض, to نعمر الأرض, to make the earth better, to serve each other. And money will come as a result. But you don't go in the morning, you wake up in the morning when it's snow and it's too cold outside and you go because you want to make money. No, this is a miserable life. If money is your drive, no. To worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by serving people. The Rasul sallallahu said, خير الناس أنفعهم للناس. The best of the people is the most beneficial to people. It doesn't mean Muslim or non-Muslim. You benefit all people. So this is ibadah. And money will come because you benefit people, then they will pay you. And then you will have money, inshallah. So he said, some of a beautiful statement he made at the Mishqai. He said, how to protect your wealth. Now you have money. How to protect your money. And he said, ألا ينفق الإنسان أكثر مما يكسب. Don't spend more than what you gain. Simple facts. Like it's not something that, genius. And he said, don't spend more than what you gain. Second rule, ألا يكون ما ينفق مساويا لما يكسب. It should not be even equal to what you gain. So, in math, we say greater than or equal. So he said, what you spend should be less than or equal what you gain in mathematical equation. But people wrote this for us to learn and to be careful not to overspend what we gain. And then he said, أن يحذر الرجل من أن يمد يده إلى ما يعجز عنه وعن القيام به. The man should be careful not to touch something that he's not able to support. Okay? I want to buy a fancy house with a swimming pool. But the swimming pool needs expenses. You know what I mean? You want to buy a fancy car. You want to go for a certain trip. But all this, أنت عاجز. You cannot pay for them. So this is أن يحذر. Be careful not to commit to something that you are not able to support. And if you see most of our problems, financial problems, because we don't take the advice, the three advices he said, that we spend more when we gain, or spend what we gain, so we have no saving at all. Okay? And the concept of zakah, by the way, is you pay 2.5% of the saving that when you reach the nisab, certain limit, which is like at $8,000, whatever now, because the gold changing, 85 grams of gold saved for 1 year, meaning you should save. Otherwise you will not be able to pay zakat. Okay? So if you spend what you gain, you will not be able to pay zakat. Anyhow, and he mentioned more advices for business people, but I took what is good for everyone. And this is how when we connect ourselves to our turath, our culture. As I said before, the analogy of a tree, we are a tree. Trunk, branches, and leaves and fruits. If we don't connect to our roots, we will die. Our roots is our Islamic culture. Our roots is Quran and Sunnah and the writing of this ulama. If we don't connect to them, we will not be able to suck the spiritual food and supplies to keep us alive. And again, this is the balance between worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, live for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and to work and take all the necessary asbab and means to be able to be successful in this dunya. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله ولكم وجزاكم الله خيرا والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.